Thank you very much, President Dean. We're honored to be here. As President Dean mentioned, this is a true collaboration between contractors and the union. And what we accomplished wouldn't have been possible without a lot of support from the International, from the District Council, as well as Local 10. So we're very proud to represent that here on stage today. Next slide, please.
You got the clicker?
Yeah, nobody gave me the clicker.
Oh. Next slide, please.
It's up here.
So good morning. Welcome to our presentation, The Mega Project, not business as usual, a story of transformation and success. We're here today to share our story of innovation, perseverance, and collaboration at an unprecedented scale. Together, this group of organizations has built our relationships and trust with each other to tackle a mega project. It wasn't easy, and we're here today to share our experience with all of you. The goal is to hopefully save all of you the time, expense, and frustrations that we all experienced. Our hope is that you can take away something from today to move your company or local union forward.
And I'm Dave Coleman, Business Manager, Ironworkers Local 10, Kansas City. And obviously we changed our script up a little bit last minute, so we apologize for that. It was incredible seeing ironworkers from all over the country dedicated to a stronger safety culture and a mindset focused on growth.
I'm Carl Kinsella. Obviously, we're not professional presenters up here, but I'm the Vice President for the General Contractor Turner Yates joint venture. My role has been ensuring seamless collaboration and alignment between the partners and stakeholders, really stopping everybody from killing themselves on the project. If you want to hit Google Translate, my accent's obviously a bit weird, so you can hit Google Translate now.
My name is Chris Rust, President of Danny's Construction. Our company teamed with Ben-Hur to pool resources to staff this job.
And I'm Lee Wyman, Vice President with Ben-Hur Construction. We're honored and extremely grateful to be here today, representing hundreds of people who poured their skills, dedication, and hard work into making this job a success. Ironworkers, safety professionals, project managers, engineers, and a lot of people behind the scenes who overcame challenges every day to push this job forward. We are not here proclaiming to be experts. As Carl mentioned, we definitely don't get paid to speak as our day jobs. So hopefully we can deliver this message today. But we just want to share our story and our journey through this mega project. And I hope it's going to have a positive impact in some way. Our story is one of struggle, progress, evolution, and success that, to us at least, has redefined what is possible in our industry. We hope to convey the power of adaptability, strategic partnerships, and preparation. These form the foundation for our success on the project. A little bit about this huge project. I like to describe it as 2 EV battery plants side by side with a connector at one end. It's located in DeSoto, Kansas, about 30 miles outside of Kansas City, and the end user is Panasonic Energy North America. Our team started work in the spring of 2023. Since then, we've worked 530,000 man-hours with ironworkers from across the country, and we have about 20,000 man-hours left. We've erected about 79,000 tons of structural steel and installed 5.5 million square feet of deck. The building is about a half a mile long and a third of a mile wide and 80 feet tall for most of it. And the ring road that surrounds the job takes about 15 minutes to drive around in a pickup truck. These numbers only start to describe the scale of this project. It is huge. It is hard to see from one end to the other. When we started this project, our trailer was at the west side. We started at the east side, and it seemed like we were never going to get back across there. But it also doesn't touch the hard work, expertise, and dedication of everybody who worked on this job, especially the union ironworkers on the project.
So this project's journey can be divided into 4 phases, each representing unique challenges and growth opportunities. Phase 1 was chaos to construction. This marks the tumultuous beginnings with new relationships, expedited schedule, limited structure, and basically misalignment and clarity of expectations. Phase 2, the breaking point. This highlights a reactive period strained by incidents and injuries. Phase 3, rebuilding the foundation. We all focused on competency alignment, leadership development, and collaboration. And then finally, phase 4 was our proactive mutual success. This represents our current state of unified teams, safe production practices, and proactive change management.
From the early days of chaos to today's success, it's been clear that building, structure, and prioritizing safety have been clear, and setting expectations are the progress, have helped us in the progress we've made. Sorry guys, my eyes are bad, I'm going to paper. Okay. I'm extremely fortunate to have a great group of ironworkers around me. Ironworkers rose to the occasion of making this vision a reality. The leadership displayed by Superintendent Bob Cross, Local 396, St. Louis, Missouri, and Director of the project, Eric Pape Frondorf of Local 44, Cincinnati, Ohio, rivals the best in the industry. On July 13th, 2022, the state of Kansas was chosen for a $4 billion Panasonic battery plant. The very next day, general contractor hadn't even been chosen yet, I get a phone call. And that phone call was, Prospect Steel has the fabrication and BZI has the erection. We went to work. My president, organizer, Kevin Kurtz, and Daniel Roach, business agent, those guys turned over every rock. I called President Dean, Dave Beard, asked for help from the political department, and we also worked very closely with Laura Kelly, the governor of Kansas, and Lieutenant Governor David Tolan. After months of trying to get something done, and there was a lot of no's, but my team wouldn't accept that. We finally got a meeting with Alan Swan, president of Panasonic Power North America. During that meeting, I gave Mr. Swan my word. If he would use union ironworkers, he would have the best in the industry.
Yeah. As Dave mentioned, he was intimately involved in converting this project to a union project. It really was a huge effort by Local 10, the District Council, as well as the International to make it possible. All their hard work developed into a very quick turnaround from bidding to starting of construction. As we scrambled to get started, we experienced our first phase of the project, which was trying to overcome the chaos. This phase of the project was defined by varied rapid transitions. With only 6 weeks from invite to award and 2 weeks from award to mobilization, we faced significant readiness gaps. Simple things like procedures, safety methods, tie-off methods, unloading operations, and shimming of columns are all examples of things that took us time to realize and agree upon. It resulted in very little time for preparation. The fast pace of startup didn't allow for partnership alignment, which in turn created inefficiencies and shifting expectations. These struggles tested our resilience and our ability to communicate and adapt.
In addition to the internal misalignment that Chris mentioned, there were challenges and relationship disconnects at every level. There was friction between the owner's rep and Turner Yates, who was our customer. The fabricator's contract gave us no influence over how they operated or shipped material. Our expectations of each other and those of the customer and owner not only weren't clear at the beginning, but they were rapidly changing. Like daily would be an overstatement. And we didn't have time to start building solid personal relationships with each other or our customer. Looking back on it now, I think we might have been insane at the time to bid this project under these timelines, but we're really fortunate that it has worked out and we've learned a lot along the way. But all those challenges, they bled down, they led to confusion among the trades and our project staff, and this really highlighted the need for clear coordination and communication. Another major contributor to the chaos that we caused ourselves was we didn't have the time, nor did we know at the time the importance of matching our field leadership to the project and the customer. This was a really important realization for us, and throughout the project we made a couple of changes in leadership for that reason. All of these underscore the need for proper planning, aligned expectations, and having the right leadership in place at the beginning of the job.
In phase 2, we hit a critical breaking point. Poor change management led to confusion and frustration, and incidents like dropping vertical brace beams underscored safety risks. What you got to understand on this project, guys, the client bought the steel. 79,000 tons laid down on the floor in a 160-acre yard. And then the client, as they do normally, decided to redesign. So these were part of the challenges. But all of this led to relationships between the partners becoming very strained, and trust began to erode. Such so, TY issued notice to cure with immediate action to be taken. Clients started questioning the utilization of union iron workers to complete the job and for future work.
Right at the end of this phase, we had a 2-week shutdown that was a major turning point in the project for both the office and the field. The shutdown focused on self-reflection, desire to be a part of the project, leadership, realigning expectations, addressing safety gaps, and generally rebuilding trust. At this point in the project, we were all tired, but not broken. This pause allowed us to reset priorities and set the stage for a more unified and proactive effort. While it was difficult at the time, it gave us the space to reevaluate and recalibrate our approach into the next phase.
And just so everyone in this room understands where our heads were at during this time, TY challenged us to change the ironworker industry from production to safe production.
Next, that notice to cure that Carl mentioned, that really was an atomic bomb for our companies and for the union. The fact that the owner was considering not going union in the future, and that notice to cure, had we not handled it, could have been, company killers, the way the risk profile on the job was set up. We're very fortunate that we had a fantastic customer in Turner Yates. They saw value in what we were doing, and they really helped us navigate through that, and we worked as a team to get there.
Failure wasn't an option for anyone on the stage here. That's what galvanized us together.
So we continued forward, pushing for improvement. We focused on aligning expectations through foreman leadership training, and we established a comprehensive project-specific onboarding program, which was incredibly more robust and thorough than a standard orientation. We developed safe operating procedures for all of our work activities to clarify expectations, and we emphasized predictability and accountability in all our communication. Our superintendents and foremen got engaged, they assessed their people, and they removed those that didn't fit the project. This right people approach, it started during that 2-week shutdown, and it continues today on the project. There were unified efforts from Local 10, Turner Yates, and Ben-Hur Danny's that enabled collaboration and strengthened our relationships.
One of the changes in this phase was empowerment. We empowered all the leadership, from foreman and up, to lead the work, to do the right thing at all times, and empowering all the ironworkers with consistent policies and procedures. By developing mentorship programs and optimizing leadership ratios, we ensured that every individual had the guidance and support they all needed to be successful. Additionally, we held weekly leadership meetings between Turner Yates and Ben-Hur Danny. These became instrumental in fostering alignment, tackling challenges proactively. These meetings created a form of respect and trust for all the collaboration between our teams, which significantly improved coordination and communication.
As Carl mentioned, during this time we added more safety managers and more foremen to increase our oversight and teaching. It was during this phase that we focused almost entirely on safety and let production follow. Prioritizing safety into all aspects of planning, communication, and execution, we saw immediate improvements in the operations, the morale, and ultimately in production. This phase truly demonstrated the power of teamwork, clear communication, and leadership development in driving project success.
This is where the real work started. My director of training, Bob Knatzer, worked with Lucas Finley of the Ben-Hur Danny safety team and Shane Blanchard from Turner Yates to train up 372 ironworkers during this time. And it was, rig and refresher course, CAS zone training, communication skills, company project policies and procedures, because everything was rapidly changing. It was constant change, and we were really having trouble with communication. There was just so many people, such a big job, and there's constant change. Every day it's changing.
I want to share a quote from our operations manager, Bob Cross, Local 396. I wish I had his words over the speakers, but we had some audio difficulties and couldn't make that happen. Local 10 went above and beyond in providing manpower. Chris Gidding's role as steward was pivotal in putting the job on the right track. When we started the turnaround, the majority of the ironworker leadership was already on site, but it was not being used properly. Establishing a clear chain of command enabled effective communication and accountability, allowing responsibility and expectations to flow from us to the general foreman, to the foreman, to the crews. The men and women knew that they'd be held accountable, but they also saw leadership holding themselves to the same standard. Again, this is Bob's words. At my first all-hands meeting, I told everyone that I believed that if the job failed, it was because I hadn't provided them the tools for success, but if it succeeded, it was because of all of them.
Our final phase in our presentation is proactive mutual success. It's about achieving excellence through a shared commitment to align goals and a focus on the people. We've reached a point where our people are expecting to deal with change. We've embraced a proactive approach. We're anticipating challenges and resolving them before they become problems. That shift in mindset has enabled everyone on the team to accept the changes on the project as normal. It's created less uncertainty, which has led to greater job satisfaction and growing our relationships.
A major driver of success has been maintaining communication and collaboration within the teams. By ensuring seamless collaboration amongst all stakeholders, including Local 10, TY, Ben-Hur Danny's, and the client, we've created an environment where everyone is working towards the same objectives. Additionally, the development of the right working environment with an adoption on a people-first culture has really fostered trust, improved productivity, and solidified the sense of partnership across all levels of the project.
A couple of statistics that I wanted to share. In a one-year period on this job, after our restart, and we went through all these processes and these improvements, our recordables went down by 70%, and our production on the field went up 10%. So had the production stayed zero, it still would have been a win, but we got both. So we had, hell of a lot better safety and engagement from the people and better production at the same time. Part of that continuing on, we established and worked very hard to maintain mentorship relationships amongst our people. We'd bring somebody on, pair them up with another person who'd been there for a while, let them get to learn the job, know what the expectations were before they went and picked up their tools. Open communication was a major focus, and a commitment to avoiding complacency. And we made our shared expectation to meet every challenge as an opportunity for progress. The incredible people involved in this project made this happen, from the executives at Turner Yates to the first-day apprentices. I want to highlight one more time our phenomenal relationship with the ironworkers on this project. Thank you to Dave Coleman, Daniel Roach, Local 10, David Beard, Impact, many others for their collaboration and drive to make this job a success as a team. I also want to thank Turner Yates, especially Carl Kinsella, his safety team, Chris Kilgore, C.W. Keene, and David Dudzik. Without them, without everyone involved, this would not have worked. And I also want to thank Steve Kohler from Ben-Hur and Lucas Finley one more time.
You better keep going. There's a long list of people.
There are.
Thanks.
Looking ahead, the future of our industry depends on the lessons we've learned and the systems we've developed. The ironworkers' skill and dedication are key drivers of success. The clear expectations remain at the core of this approach. Establishing and communicating goals early ensures alignment from the outset.
I believe strategic relationships and they're very fundamental. The relationships is what made this project go. If we would have gave up on each other at any time in this, there was plenty of times, guys, where we would have had a chance to blame each other and turn on each other, and we decided that was not going to happen in this project. We were not going to let this project fail. And anybody that knows me, I'm a relationship guy, and I worked very hard with everyone on this stage, and my team worked hard to continue those relationships so they knew they could trust us. Again, when they bid this job, we made a lot of promises, right? And I based those promises off the men and women that was going to be on that project from around the country. So thank you.
Finally, one of the most critical lessons is the importance of planning for all activities. We can't stress enough how important the pre-task planning was on this project. We've seen how effective planning and preparing people up front helps prevent early mishaps, aligns leadership, and creates the foundation for success. By applying these lessons, we can continue to set new standards for excellence in our industry.
This project is especially important to the ironworkers, not just Local 10, but the entire International. I would like to thank everyone that was involved with their unwavering support and dedication to the success of this project. We took an all-hands-on-deck approach. Daniel Roach, business agent, worked long days and weekends. This isn't 8 to 3. This is 24/7 to make sure that we had the best ironworkers we could get from around the country. I'd also like to thank Vice President Dave Beard for all of his support and guidance throughout this project. Dave was instrumental in utilizing the Impact. There was courses tailored to communication and understanding, again, which is the biggest problem we had. To bring this presentation full circle, we're going to share a quote from Tony Hunter, a proud member of Ironworkers Local 10. His testimonial highlights the impact this project has had, not just on the companies, but on the men and women who made it possible. Tony's words underscore the importance of collaboration, accountability, and a shared commitment to excellence.
And again, we had a video. We were really excited to show it, but it didn't work. So these are Tony's words. It's not just being a foreman to go out there and push the job and tell the guy what to do. We had morning meetings every morning with our foreman. Then our foreman had a meeting with the crew, giving their expectations, what they wanted, what we expected from them, what we needed to do to get the job done. So with the communication, we had to talk. It's the way it was. I didn't do it myself. It took the collaboration of all my guys to make that happen.
You didn't sound like Tony.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I wish it would have worked. Tony's a really impactful guy. He's been great to have on the project. So thank you for attending today. Our story is really about a dedicated group of people refusing to give up. It took creativity and a never give up attitude to try new things until we found the winning combination. We are all very passionate about this project. If you haven't picked up on that, it may not have come across in our speaking style, but we would love to talk with any one of you in the hallway after if you've got questions or concerns or ideas. There's more mega projects coming, and you're probably going to be a part of one of them. So if you've got questions or concerns, approach us in the hallway.
The transformation in mindset and execution on this project really shows what's possible when we truly come together around shared goals and values. For most of us, it's been a career in about a year. Used to be able to say a career in a year. Now we're on year 2, so I can't. But we've been through just about every emotion, every situation, more than we could have imagined at the beginning of this project. We were almost done. We got a call, oh, we need you to put 2,000 tons, 3-story building in 4 different places inside the job, under the roof. So at that point in time, we were ready for the change. We embraced it. So we just started putting together a plan. I'm really honored to be here today to represent. This is a great example of how the ironworkers and contractors can work together. For a mega project like this, it's essential to prioritize safety, communication, and processes up front, and man the job with the right people. The business is, I'm going to save that for you. By embracing preparation, adaptability, and collaboration, we've erected the framework for a new standard in our industry. Thank you all for your time. Be safe, and we look forward to the journey.
Guys, firstly, thank you for your time today. But I wanted to bring you back to the original statement, not business as usual. That remains true today as it will as we go forward into the future. Mega projects now account for 40% of our business at Turner Construction. Within the next, when I wrote this, it was a couple of years. We're picking up mega projects by the month now. This is becoming the new norm, and it will rapidly grow to 60 to 70% of our business, all these projects having significant steel structures within them. These environments are different to work in. Zero incident culture, a culture positive for people. But it's imperative that the partners on the stage we have today continue with our journey of improvement. But also any opportunity that we all have in this room to really drive the industry, influence the industry as a whole, to make industry safer. Thank you for your time.
One more.
One more.
And we all got a chance to close. So in closing, I just want to say, we all want to be on these projects. And if we're going to continue to lead the industry, this is what it looks like. Thank you.